Hello, YouTube.
Hey,
Oh, we didn't.
Bruh.
I.
Hey, everybody on YouTube.
everybody on
Uh,
YouTube, we're experiencing a little technical difficulties,
but
but we'll be
luckily,
on.
you guys are always getting the best of it because you guys never see these things. You guys just look at our face. Do you think one day, like, since I just throw up random signs, our viewers are gonna be like, "Bro, you see, they're part of the Illuminati."
Really? Have you? What's that thing that they do where they say that the people in Congress do this or something like that?
Uh,
Or they do? No, not this, but it's like there's like pictures of them doing this and stuff.
Description.
just be like,
Are you fucking insane?
insane in the membrane.
Insane in the brain, and then in parentheses, put insane in the brain.
Um,
How do you spell it?
Membrane. Probably.
yeah, yeah. Go ahead. That's as good as it gets. What was I gonna say?
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember back when like 9/11? Wait, go ahead. Go.
What?
You
YouTube?
continued.
All right. Ready?
The codes of self-esteem. It's the codes of who you are.
Are you ready? What's up, Primos? Happy Thursday. Wow, Brandon.
What?
I saw that.
I didn't
I
do
saw
anything.
that. It's your girl Drills coming to you live from the TGN Latinx station. And of course, I am here with my co host, Stevie. Just Stevie. I'm here with Stevie.
Hey
I'm just-
guys, for those of you watching on YouTube, this is actually a hologram of Brandon. He couldn't make it to the show today.
Punch right through me.
You see, it goes right through him.
Wow. No, you should have had me go like this or something. Whoa.
Whoa. Okay, and
Um,
obviously we're here joined by hologram Brandon. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Sorry we're a little late.
What do you mean?
We're late like by a minute.
YouTube-
Our they expect consistency.
We
We,
were-
gotta hold ourselves accountable. We always gotta be on that.
We were on time on YouTube.
But this is
We're
the
just-
TGN app.
This is why people are gonna prefer YouTube over the TGN
All
app.
right, never
Excuse me, bro.
mind.
No,
Download
no.
the TGN app right now.
Download the TGN app right now and listen to us while also watching us on YouTube.
Shout out to the people at headquarters. I know they're watching us right now.
How do you know?
Well,
It's-
we were just there, and they put on the live shows.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope you guys will listen to us.
Because we're gonna put on a classic for you. We
Yeah,
always do. We
This
always
is the
do.
one we're gonna remember in 20 years, and I'll look back on it and
No,
be
we're
like,
gonna remember this episode.
yeah,
in 20 years?
this. So that's why it's called 22. It
That's
has
a-
like symmetry.
That's a little bit of a that's a tall order.
That's a
All right,
duality.
well,
right
well, just kick it off, bro.
there. All right. Actually, the first thing we're gonna do is it's a very special month. Julie, why don't you go ahead and tell us why?
All
He
right.
tells it to me. I'm gonna toss it to you.
All right. So for y'all who may or may not know, it's Men's Health Month, or Men's Health Awareness Month. And I actually wanted to bring this up because I wanted to ask you guys some questions about how you guys have been taking care of yourself, and if you guys do like any self care or anything, or how do you guys feel about the way men are seen with like their feelings and stuff. But first, we'll start with the self care. Whoever wants
Okay.
to go first.
Well, it's an interesting story because for those of you at home, just earlier today, the TGNs got together and we had a group meditation. Sorry, and I was just telling them that to me, the meditation was a little bit out of my comfort zone, just because it's like I feel like meditation is kind of like exposing you to a sensitive part of yourself because you're relaxing, you're moving around. They had us like loosening our bodies. And I've actually tried meditating in the past on my own. My first year of college, I met this girl who she was like super into meditation, astrology, all that type of stuff. And she told me like, "Oh, like, do you want to know how to meditate?" And I was like, "Yeah." She sent me all these links on YouTube and stuff. But like as Brandon, as you mentioned earlier, it's kind of hard when you have to do it by yourself. I've tried sometimes to kind of meditate by myself and try to like help my mental state when I feel like I'm being overwhelmed by a lot of the pressure I put on myself. Um, in terms of how I deal with mental health, I like doing a lot of activities. I like being very active. I go to the gym, but I my favorite has to be hiking. I like going hiking because there's something about the journey of like the uphill fucking sucks, but then once you're on top, it's literally like this dopamine that hits you of the runner's high, right?
Mhm.
Of how like you're up there, you look down, you see the view, you reap the reward, right? And then you go down, and it's much easier, and it's like the come down, like as if you're high.
Mhm.
um and yeah, I sometimes if I get really anxious, I use my notes app on my phone, and I kind of write a little bit of poems, rants. A lot of the times they don't make sense, but they make sense to me. If anybody was to read them, they wouldn't understand what I mean because I like speaking in metaphors.
Mhm.
Um, because I feel like art is a lot of fun when it's a bit absurd and hard to understand. But Brandon, why don't you go ahead and say your piece?
Um, I just go on walks
Mm-hmm.
or drink some tea.
Mm.
That's really it. I don't really do that much in terms of that, but it helps. I like going on walks.
Mhm.
I like drinking my tea. It's good.
And
Do-
you said like, what do I think about like in terms of men's health, how it's viewed in society?
Mhm.
Um, I think it's hard for men. I mean, it's why like I think 78% of suicides are by men.
Yeah.
73,
So
right?
I think 78.
so
It's really high.
males are by suicide are 3 to 4 times more often than females.
Yeah. Well, I think it's because yeah, there's still big machismo and like male idea in modern day society of how you have to be tough, you can't show your emotions,
Mhm.
you can't do all these things that I mean even our teacher who showed us how to meditate today, she said meditation is a very feminine thing to do. And I mean a lot of males suffer from insecurity, and I feel like in order to get security, they want to be as manly and as masculine as possible because to them it feels as if they're being validated by
Mhm.
like our gender norms.
Yeah.
And I get that, but I feel like that's why a lot of people are sad. I mean, I'm sure Brandon, you have male friends who like a lot of them suffer from depression, anxiety, and like most people would never talk it. I mean, there's
Mhm.
this even that joke of memes of like the masculine urge to hold in every emotion until I finally kill myself. Like
Mhm.
that, like it's a dark joke, obviously,
Mhm.
but like it's true. I mean, a lot of people just want to hold stuff in, be to themselves,
Mhm.
and it's unhealthy because we're a social creature. You know, we're supposed to talk things out. We're supposed to seek help. I mean, when you look at some of the most successful people in terms of their happiness, they've always been able to communicate. They've always been having support systems and I mean I'm sure as the older I get, the more I realize it's better to just talk. I mean, I've always wanted to talk and never keep things to myself because I feel like you kind of become your own enemy when you keep things to yourself because you only have your perspective. There's been a lot of times where I talk to you, Brandon, or I talk to you, Julie, and then you guys give me a completely different perspective that I wouldn't have thought of my own, and it kind of it soothes me. It makes me feel like there's alternatives and there's options to problems that I might have.
Do you feel like when you're feeling like sad or if you're angry, do you ever just cry and let it out, or do you think it's hard for you to like let those emotions out? At least for both of you. Like how do you guys feel like if you're feeling like an emotion, do you find it easy to express it or do you find like it's hard for you?
Why don't you go ahead and go first, Brandon?
Like, what do you mean by that? Like, give me an example.
Like, for example, usually for me, if I ever feel sad or I'm like upset about something, it's hard for me to sometimes like cry about it. So what I do is I listen to sad music and then I just start crying.
Mm.
I legit have a playlist that is called I Am Sad and I just play it. But it's like it's beautiful music. Like it's music that I really love, but it just gets me to an emotion so that I can let out that energy, like that sadness out. But that's like how I deal with it. I remember I told you like I think I told you once I was like I do that. Like I play sad music and then I just start crying. But that's because I just want to let those emotions out.
Mm.
Do you feel like but for you, do you feel like you do
Um,
it
I
if
don't
you
do
were to
that.
do it or would it be easy or hard for you?
Um, I think the way I handle things, or like if something's bothering me, I don't handle it. I just
Mm.
kind of, really, I I don't want to say denial. Like I'm like, nah.
Mhm.
It's just more like I don't realize something affects me until it's kind of like really affecting me. And I
Mm.
Where
don't
did
know. I don't know that that's like. I'm not saying that's a good thing. It's not.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
where do you think that comes from?
I don't know. I've always kind of been like that. I think I don't know. I assume it's like how people talk about, but I don't. It feels so like it just feels so a part of me that it's hard to like not blame it, but put it to everything. So I don't really know where it comes from, but that's usually how I kind of
Mm.
is unless something I don't really. I just yeah. I don't think I'm very in touch with my emotions like that. I wish I was, but
Do you feel like you have someone? I mean, you don't have to name them, but like, do you
mm.
feel like you have someone that you like confide to, like when you're when you're going through something, and like you tell them like your emotions? Like, do you express yourself to anyone,
um
or you're more to yourself?
I do and I don't. I'm tend to be more to myself just because, like I said, I don't realize what's bothering me until it's like actually
Mm.
bothering, and by then I'm kind of like,
Hmm.
Again, I don't like that I do that, but it just kind of happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, mostly more to myself. I don't think I should be, and I don't think people who feel that way should be either. But yeah, that's usually how it goes for
Hmm.
me, anyways. I try to confide in people, um, but for the most part, it kind of just sticks with me until
Mm.
like I'm in it. But
Hmm.
yeah,
Okay.
Steve.
Can you restate the question?
Um, I said, is it? Do you feel like it's easier for you to like express your emotions? Like say, like if you're ever sad or like you're mad, do you feel like it's easier for you to let go, like crying or
Mhm.
something, or do you feel like it's hard for you
Mhm.
to like express your emotions?
I feel like it's not really difficult for me personally.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I've always kind of like, if I'm sad, I'll make it known that I'm sad. If something's making me like sad to the point of crying, I'm like, I'll cry. I have no problem.
Mm-hmm.
If I feel like need somebody to talk to
Mm-hmm.
anyone, even like coworker, like obviously I won't spill like my entire life story,
No,
but
yeah.
I'll give it as much as I can get.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if I've always been that way, but I've always found that it makes me feel better when other people know, because I feel like when I hold it in, and this is me, I don't know if anybody
Yeah.
else feels this way, but when I hold it in and I keep to myself is when I feel the most sadness and lonely, because I feel as though like this is m- this is something that's only affecting me, and something about that puts even more pressure on me to handle it. But when I tell somebody, it all of a sudden seems absurd as to like what I'm either sad about, but not absurd in the way of like, oh, it doesn't matter, more in the way of like, hey, like somebody else knows, and like, and they told me this, they gave me advice, or they made me feel better, and now I don't feel so bad about it, and
Mm-hmm.
now I feel happier. It's I mean I've never been one to shy away from emotions. I mean, I feel like I grew up with a very emotional mom and an unemotional dad, but I feel like I saw my dad kind of become more emotional, and because of that I kind of saw that process of like, I think it's good to show emotion. I
Mm-hmm.
think my it feels good when my dad shows me emotion. I feel like I think back to my older brother and how he was raised with my dad when he really didn't have emotion, and I see the change between me and my older brother because it's a 9 year difference,
Mm-hmm.
and I feel like it's elevated me to a point where I feel like I have a lot more comfortability and a lot more intimacy with my relationships with my family, my friends, and like relationships.
Patty with the fatty says, "Boys don't cry."
Boys
Um,
do cry. Boys do cry.
Toxic.
it's a
Toxic.
great song.
It is a good song. It is a good song. He's right. Yeah. Um. Yeah, I've never been afraid. I mean, fucking Brandon, Patrick, my sister. You guys have all seen me cry.
I've seen you cry.
I feel like you've seen me cry.
I don't think I have. I don't know.
Really?
I don't know. I
Well,
sometimes my
maybe
memory's
in
bad.
this
maybe you
whole
haven't.
in this
Maybe
whole lifetime, you haven't seen them.
Probably but I don't. I can't think of a memory where I have.
maybe
Honestly,
you've seen me like tear up, like. But
Maybe.
maybe.
I feel like you have. I feel like there was something he like explained to us and he started crying.
You did?
Or like he told us about something that
Well, I mean,
happened.
maybe. Well,
I
that's
don't
but
know.
that's
I just don't remember
don't
it.
know.
but
I
that's
was
what I
listening,
mean. No,
though,
but
I'm
that's what I
sure.
mean by like, but that's how in tuned and how comfortable I've made myself with my emotions.
Mm.
That to you, it's kind of like you don't remember it because that's just me.
Mm.
That's just how I
Mm.
am.
Mm.
I'm just like,
Like it's
if I
not
need,
weird. We're just
yeah,
No,
like
it's
I
not
don't
weird.
think I don't think it's weird.
whatever.
I just don't remember
No,
it.
no, no, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I know Patrick for sure has. Julie, you have, bro. You probably saw me when I was like 4 years old crying. So like, it's almost like not relatable.
Patty with the fatty says, I do be crying, but I just think it's hard to cry in front of people.
Yeah.
I should really bring my glasses.
I feel like it's interesting because I remember when I was in college, and if people knew me during my second year, and y'all know who you are, y'all knew that I hated crying. Like for me, back then, I used to think crying was a weakness. Like I used to be like, I was like, I was always embarrassed when I would cry in front of people. One time one of my friends slapped me when I said that. I was like, because I got really mad at myself that I was crying.
Like smacked you? Smacked the
Yeah,
shit
she
out of
like
you?
she like slapped my face, and she was just like, "Bro, don't say that." She's like, "No, don't say that." She's like, "It's okay to cry. Like, there's nothing wrong with it." And eventually, that's when like my perspective on it started changing because I feel like, and I mentioned this before, like I used to really bottle up my emotions, and
Mhm.
that's why I was always like so angry and like just like everything just annoyed me so easily. And now it's kind of like I am, and I feel like it's the same thing of like my environment and where I grew up. Like it was kind of like how like dad wasn't really like emotional and stuff. Mom was, but sometimes I felt like because she showed too much emotion and I wasn't like in tune with my emotions, I couldn't understand like why she was always like crying or like why she was emotional. But now I do, and I'm like, and now I feel her feelings and her emotions, and I'm like, damn. So now I feel like I am in tune with that. But going back to like the whole like because it's Men's Health Awareness Month. What do you guys think could be done more for like men or like being talked about?
Well, weirdly enough, I think. Oh, let's see. Patty with the fatty said, "I can't read my eyes."
Patty with Fatty said, Steve has slapped me for crying and told me to man up. JK, JK. I'm growing to show more emotions now because we break barriers here.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Patrick. I'm
Mhm.
glad Patrick's always commenting. Glad he's our number
No,
one
I
supporter.
I agree 100%. Just recently we had Izzy on the show,
Mhm,
and Izzy's one of like my friends that I would consider a brother,
mhm,
and I know with I'm not gonna give his shit away, but I mean like I know there's times where life gets tough and life gets hard,
mhm,
and like and just we get down, get depressed, and he does or I do or Patrick does or anybody else. And I've always told him, I told Izzy recently, like if you ever need anyone to talk to, I'm here. And
mhm,
then when it correlates to your question, because like what do we need is honestly we need like from one man to another to understand each other. Because I
mhm.
mean people want to act so hard and be like that's pussy shit,
Yeah.
or like you're a bitch if you cry.
Mhm,
And I disagree, because like people are so against crying that it's brave if you do. If you're
mhm.
like fully front on like bro, I'm sad, like I'm gonna cry.
Yeah.
Like it if anything, I think hiding it is more of a bitch move to do. I
Mhm.
mean, there's that song where a man he raps about like shit like this, and he's talking about how he thinks you're more of a bitch if you hold it in with you in yourself to the point where you want to hurt yourself. He's like that's bitch shit, to like to want to hold on to something, to want to be a man so bad that you basically hurt yourself, and be like it doesn't make you any less brave to cry.
Yeah.
So long story short, I think it's more of a like a male thing. Like men, the only way we can seriously help each other with our mental health is if like we begin to just like who gives a fuck like
Mhm.
about all this like masculine shit of like machismo. I remember when I went to a bar with Izzy recently. I remember we got drunk and we were like dancing to these songs, and then I told him jokingly like, oh, we should go to the bar across the street, because the bar across the street is famously like one filled with like older Mexican man
Mhm.
just playing pool and like just doing shit like that. And I remember Izzy made a good point, and he's like, nah, because you see, like, they're way too machismo. They'd see us dancing and they'd be like, what the fuck are you guys doing? Like, why are you guys doing that? As if like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
Like, so what? Like, we're just having fun.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, where does that toxic masculinity really come from? To the point where you want to get so upset and you want to get so angry over like things that people are having fun doing, you know?
Mhm.
But Brandon, go ahead.
Um, I think it's a guy thing. Like it's like I think guys do it to each other. Like I see a lot of people
Mm.
say like, oh, like women don't care, and I'm like, I feel like women do care. Like if anything, they're the ones always like saying open up. And like that thing you showed me about Mayweather, how he's like, I don't take
Mhm.
pictures with people with painted nails. I think it's like an expression thing. Like I think guys don't let guys do whatever they want. Like it's kind of like you got to be like this or I don't respect you or something like that.
Mm.
And I think uh emotions are the most expressive thing, right? So like I just feel like guys have a weird thing about expression. So like I said, emotions are the most expressive thing. So it's like I feel like guys have to offer that to each other because like if you read the comments, it doesn't seem like a very
Yeah. Accepting.
accepting like
Yeah.
community,
Community.
as much as they always say that, oh, like we need it. And it's like I feel like it, yeah, like it yeah, I feel like it's a guy thing. They got to open up to each other.
You know what I find interesting is that I feel like when we were younger, actually, when we were teenagers, it was easier to kind of like be more expressive and be like, you know, there's that joke of like acting gay with the homies and
Mhm.
like, and I feel like when you're a teenager, like it was a lot easier, at least for me.
Mhm.
But now that you're like a full grown man,
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
be like that, like expressive with your friends, it's like a little harder. And I think it's because the norms of society do kind of kick in. And I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, society's to blame
Yeah,
for
yeah.
anything. Because it's not. Because I mean, society is just the people in the community, and
Mhm.
I'm part of the people of the community.
Mhm.
So like it gets personal, you know?
Yeah.
Of like, if you want things to change, then you gotta start with yourself.
Mhm.
I mean, like,
Start with the man in the mirror.
start with the man in the mirror. Yeah. Start with the first guy you see every day.
Mhm.
But yeah, Julie, what do you think?
Yeah, no.
What do you think the difference is between men and women in terms of this kind of thing?
Cause I know you guys keep talking about how like it's men doing it to themselves too, but I feel like some women also attack men on it. Like when they're like, oh, I
Okay.
feel like I've seen, you know, the internet. I've seen when like kind of women kind of make fun, especially how you mentioned like insecurities.
Mhm.
Like they make fun of men's insecurities and they make them into jokes, right?
Oh.
And I feel like it doesn't help more of men trying to open up or like express themselves. But I don't know. I feel like that's all I kept thinking as you guys were talking about how, you know, there's that other issue that some women also shame men for like expressing themselves or and all that stuff.
There's that joke. There's that joke where somebody has wrote a list of every time they've seen a tweet on Twitter of like men shouldn't be able to do a certain thing, and it's actually hilarious. It's like, men can't order dessert because that's gay.
Bruh.
It's like men can't have sex for too long because that's also gay.
What?
Yeah, so it's like
What?
it's a compilation of tweets that women have put out
Mhm.
that said like, I'm sure you've seen them, where it's
I
like,
guess
I
what's
don't want
wrong
a
with this
man,
one?
I don't want a man who orders dessert. That's some feminine shit.
Oh, I
It's
think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the one
yeah.
that's like, does he order desserts?
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's
Oh, I think
why.
I remember that.
It's like somebody has actually compiled like every single tweet that's like addresses that type of
Mhm.
stuff. That's actually kind of funny though, because it is like it's it's stuff that's like a man can almost do anything without looking too feminine.
Mm.
Um,
I get no, yeah, I guess that's right. Women do it too. I just assumed because like you know how Bad Bunny's really
well,
in touch with this feminine
well,
side, and like the ladies go crazy over him.
yeah.
Mhm.
But
Well, it's because also like I feel like women who attack men for not being masculine suffer from a prior incident, like either their dad or
they
like
don't have a brother or something
or
like that.
something like along those
Mm.
lines of where it still was a man who kind of implemented that into her,
Mhm.
where she's like, a man should be like this, and a man should be like that. Um, or like I don't know, fatherless behavior. You know.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Dang,
I'm just
you
kidding.
can't just put them like that,
Oh my
bro.
I'm just
God.
kidding.
No
It's just a
hate on the
joke.
network.
There is no hate. I'm not saying.
He's gonna get canceled.
I'm not saying.
Oh, I thought it was a new comment.
You gotta wear your glasses, man.
Yeah.
He was ready to read it. But yeah, to I guess to end on this segment, men, y'all gotta
Just open
You
up.
want
up,
you want to
yeah.
hear a final statement from each of us?
Not really. Yeah, we could. What
Okay.
fatherless activity? Patrick. Patrick.
Patrick.
Ooh, we got another comment.
Lotus Hustle Life said it's the patriarchy. Burn it down.
Thoughts?
Thoughts?
On the patriarchy of how patriarchy basically means a society that's run and dominated by men or masculine ideas, right?
Mm.
And I mean, earlier today,
She was
she
talking
also
about it, yeah.
mentioned how the world is kind of more masculine than like feminine.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And it is true. It be a men's world.
Well, I mean, yeah, it is. It is a man's world. I mean, women didn't even have the right to vote until what year was it?
1920s.
I should know
The
that.
fact
I
that he
should know
doesn't
that.
know.
I should know that.
The
I
fact
should
that
know
he doesn't know.
What amendment is it? 20? Is it the 20?
14th? No?
19
20?
Oh, is it 20th?
Oh, I don't know.
Don't
Yikes.
please don't quote me. Please don't.
Yeah, we'll edit this one out.
I remember.
We'll edit this
I'll
one
edit
out.
this
I
one.
remember there's a lot
I'll
of
look it up.
there's a
I'll
lot
look
of
it up.
funny high school jokes. I
I'll
wish
look
I
it
could.
up.
I
I'll
could.
look
I
it
could
up.
share.
You see, you see. This is why the world is run by
Do you
men.
remember? Do you remember what show I'm talking about?
And
No, I actually don't remember.
I'll tell
I
you
wasn't.
after.
I wasn't good in history, and y'all know this.
I did pretty good in history.
Have you? History?
I got a C every single time.
Which one is it? Which one is it? I feel like it's
It
19 or 20 or something.
It
Like
was
that.
1920. Yeah. See, I got it right.
What
No,
amendment?
but what amendment? Like, I mean, is it?
Oh, it's the 19th Amendment.
I was close. I was close.
Nah, but
I was
we
close.
all got it wrong. I said 14.
We need balance,
Masculine
masculine,
and
and
femme.
femme. We do. We do. We do.
Yeah.
I agree. I
We
agree to
need
that
to-
statement.
So how do y'all?
Okay,
how
so-
do y'all get in tune with your feminine side?
I paint my nails.
My
sometimes.
feminine side? I used to have long hair. I'm just kidding. My feminine side? Well, it depends what you think is
Yeah.
what counts as feminine.
Well, yeah, I've never understood that. Just because, like, I don't like. I just don't get like what people mean by that. Like, you know,
Mm.
feminine or masculine energy.
Yeah.
Like, I'm like,
And I know there's like a running joke
Yeah.
that's like the feminine urge to like
Yeah.
brush my teeth.
Yeah.
Like stuff like that.
What?
Yeah.
That
like
y'all
remember-
need-
I remember
y'all-
it's
just taking care of
It's like-
yourself.
Men-
I saw one that's like the feminine urge to jump to conclusions when you
Bruh.
don't have enough facts.
Oh, okay. Bruh, men, y'all need to this like hygiene stuff. Y'all
I
really need to take care of
I
yourself.
take that seriously.
I take it seriously.
I take it seriously.
You know I take it seriously.
I go to the salon and they do my nails.
Do they actually?
Yeah,
Let me see.
it's fun, bro.
Chris.
Mm.
And they
Chris.
do my toes too.
Your toes, dude. That's
Yeah.
funny. Well, I mean, not to expose my dad or my brother, but I mean, do you remember our remember their toes?
Oh, yeah.
They're like nails. They have what is considered dog tail
they have,
dog tails.
they have fungus, bro.
Dog nails. I like to think that the Spartans from ancient Greece were gay.
Isn't that like a fact?
And
I
they
don't, I
would-
don't know. I just
it-
saw. I
it's
just
not-
see people say it's a fact.
It's not a fact, but like it is shown in history that like Greeks, it was pretty often for them to have like gay sex, like male on male. But it apparently was it actually like seen as sexual pleasure, or wasn't it seen as like it's like almost like hugging the homie?
That's
I swear, there's
that's an intense hug. Bro.
look it up, and there's actual
You hug
pictures
Patrick like that, bro?
Nah,
What's it called?
that's the super secret hug.
That's the
What do you want me to look?
And look up Greeks gay.
Greeks gay.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, there's like paintings of them like having like
Homosexuality in ancient Greece.
Yeah, you see, that's what I'm talking about. Those of you listening on the radio and on YouTube, you guys can't see this, but look it up. There's like a lot of paintings of them like having gay sex. Yeah, that one. That's the most famous one.
This one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah, because it's like
Maybe this is cup check or something.
well, because it was actually really
I don't know.
acceptable in Greece. It wasn't. The only reason why it's not acceptable mainly here in the United States was because of Christianity. It's not to like call out Christianity. I mean,
Whoa, look, there's an ass, bro. Whoa.
well, because like
Um,
there's that joke of like when you really think about it, like having sex with a man is the manliest thing you can do because
Yeah.
you're like you're with another, you're having
With
sex with
another-
a man. I mean, I don't know. You guys at home can tell me if you guys think that's facts, but
um,
um,
next segment.
Oh wait, no. Let,
Wait,
let me
what
end
wa-
this. Let me
what was
end
the
this.
last thing you wanted to
Like,
say?
yeah. Let me end this on some serious note to all the men out there. Um, the world is a hard place when you can't confine in anybody, and most of society tells you to keep your bottled emotions inside of you. And I know it's hard to express your emotions, and I know it's hard to confide in your homies, especially when your homies are always the first ones to be like, "Hey, yo, watch it, like no homo." Like,
Mhm.
and I get it, it's a lot of jokes. But if you ever need to confine anybody, you ever need to talk to anybody, talk to somebody. Like, talk to anybody. I mean, I do it. And yeah, maybe sometimes I feel like I shouldn't be doing this, and that's just my internalized misogyny. You know, sometimes I feel like I shouldn't cry. Sometimes I feel like I shouldn't listen to certain songs,
Mhm.
enjoy certain forms of media. Um, but I think it's important to get in touch with your feminine side. And I guess I just want to end this off by saying, cry today. Go home and cry today. Have a good cry. Even if you can't, force yourself. Think of something sad. Think of like your girlfriend cheating on you or something.
Bruh.
But I'm si-
not to make a joke out of this, but we lost a viewer like during the speech. I just thought it was funny.
It's
Uh,
okay.
Chat energy. That's what Patty with the Fatty says, and I agree. I agree with that statement. Julie.
Yeah. Never be afraid to ask for help, y'all. So
Yeah.
cry today. Express yourself today. Listen to a sad song, maybe.
Have some gay sex. If that's
You
what
know?
you're into.
You
If
know.
that's what you're into.
You know.
Okay.
And Brandon, why don't you go ahead and say what you're gonna say?
No, I just agree.
That's it.
I agree. I
He
agree.
agrees. He agrees.
I see you in the show, guys. No, I'm just
Yep.
kidding.
That's
See you
it.
guys next.
Um,
What's our next?
Our next segment is a lot less serious and a lot more of a huge story here locally. Is that
in Los Angeles, yeah.
Staples Center will no longer be known as Staples Center come December 25th. It will be now known as crypto.com.
It's crypto. It's crypto.com. What is it? It's not center now, right? It's something else.
Crypto.com Stadium.
Stadium.
I think so,
Is
yeah.
it?
I think so.
Whack.
Julie, you work in there. I'm surprised you don't know.
Because I'm mad. That's why.
I don't like that. I don't.
Wait, okay. First, Julie, go ahead and tell me your thoughts on
Maybe
this.
I wanted to go first.
Well, we were talking about.
Yeah, just kidding.
Let Brandon go.
No, I'm
first.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Oh my god.
Go ahead, Julie. Go
See,
ahead.
this is why I don't open up. This is why guys don't open up.
This is exactly why guys don't open up, because there's always a woman there to stifle out everything that we need to say.
That's some machista.
This is so weird. I'm totally joking, guys.
Alright.
I don't know where this is coming from.
All right. So it's gonna be called Crypto.com Arena.
Oh,
See, I don't like the sound of that. There's no ring to it. If it was gonna be, if it was Crypto Center, that's all right.
What? Okay, what bothers me is the .com for some reason. I don't know why. It just bothers me that it says .com on there.
It seems so. There's no like Staples Center.
why does it bother you?
I don't know. There's just something about from the image that they released, right, where it's like the top of Staples Center and it says Crypto.com Arena. I don't know if that's the font or whatever. There's just something about it. I don't know. Maybe it's just the change. It's hard to accept change.
Well, I
And
feel
it's
like the reason I
And
wanted to
it's-
talk about it. Oh, go ahead, Julie. I don't mean to
And,
interrupt.
oh no, and then I was like, and I feel like we've been used to just knowing it as the Staples Center, and a lot of things have happened in the Staples Center. It's the home of the king, the LA Kings, the Lakers, the Clippers. Anyways,
Why we have eye rolls, emojis, and
And
canceled.
canceled.
What happened?
I think it's when you said, it's
Oh,
'cause
there's always a woman there. Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was just joking around, guys.
we lost another viewer, bro.
Ah, damn.
Look what you do, bro.
They're reporting our page as we speak. No, you know what? I wanted to talk about the crypto.com center mainly because like it's such a huge thing that's like affected the Latino community. I mean, what better station than TGN Latinx? And I brought this up on the car ride here because like I saw pages of like East Side LA news, like my own neighborhood news. I saw this one called like Indigenous Peoples. They posted it. They're based in LA.
Everyone's
Um,
mad.
It's interesting that the Latino community is the one that I see is the most against it. No, the name change is annoying.
Lotus Hustle Life
Yeah.
said, "Nah, the name change is annoying."
What happened? Staples went broke and they sold it, or
I
crypto
feel-
just
No,
made them an
crypto-
offer they couldn't refuse?
Yeah, crypto made them an offer they couldn't refuse.
I also feel like Staples has been struggling. I mean, with COVID, they couldn't have
Oh.
events, so I feel like, I mean, it's a huge offer and it's crypto.
What
right
did they
now.
buy it for?
What did they buy?
I
it
think
for?
it was like 40 million or
yeah.
something.
40 million.
Yeah, it was a big.
Oh, man, I thought it was gonna be like 2 billion or something.
Let's see.
40
I'll look it
million.
up right now.
But yeah, I remember when that came out. I was at a Clippers game, and my coworker showed it to me, and I was like, "What?" And then I was just like, "Damn, crypto out here taking over, bro."
I feel like it sucks that the Clippers are leaving because now that would fit the crypto Clippers or something like that. You know,
the
but
crypto
Bro, it was-
Clippers.
No, we were way off. It's 700 million.
700 million.
Yeah.
I still feel like that's cheap. That's cheap for Staples Center.
Well, you know what's weird? I feel like Staples Center has kind of gone downhill, and for a while since like the 2000s. And the reason why is because it's a small stadium.
We
It's
lost
a really
all
small stadium.
viewers.
We lost-
Even Patrick. Even Patrick.
They were like, "Fuck, they're just talking about
Like,
Staples
shut
Center."
up.
I know.
I feel like, I don't know. It was big news, right? That the
Yeah.
name changed, but at the same time, I was like, man, it's just Staples Center. Like, it's just it the same thing. Like, it's not it's not
yeah.
it's not too huge. I don't know. In a way, like, I was a little mad. You know, it's not going to be Staples Center because it's like, you know, you kind of grew up around
Did
it.
you ever go to a Laker game? Have you ever been to a Laker game?
I've been to like.
Did you see Kobe play?
when I was really small? Yeah.
Yeah, me
I was
too.
really young.
Yeah.
Saw him on my birthday one year. I was like
Rest-
10 or something.
Rest in peace, Kobe, bro.
Yeah,
I wonder what he would. I know that's why a lot of people. That's one other correlation I saw in the Latino community. Is a lot of people kept bringing up Kobe because they were saying it's the stadium that he built, right?
It's the house that Kobe built, bro.
Yeah, like that's why people went there. That's what the games were there for. That's
I
where they
think-
made their money.
I think that was the other part of it too. Was the fact that, like, oh yeah, Vanessa said it's the house that Kobe built.
Yep, I agree.
And I think I understand that because I feel like there was a lot of emotions going on when this happened. So it feels like there's a lot of history there, and I feel like the name change kind of like it's not. It kind of feels like it's somewhat is erasing what kind of happened or like what it was known for. You know, like everyone's always gonna know it for the Staples Center, but now it's getting changed to like a whole new name.
Do you know when the Staples Center was built?
Nope.
No.
I'll Google it.
Yeah, go ahead and Google that for me. Thank you for pulling that up. I'm like neutral about it, not because like any disrespect to Kobe or any people who have
1999, October 17th.
1999.
Yeah, the house that Kobe built.
Damn, it really is the house that Kobe built then. I mean, the reason why I'm kind of neutral about it is because Staples. I mean,
The
Staples.
Crip Arena. That's what Westbrook says it should be called. Now I love it, bro. Now I love it.
Lakers. Okay, let me read this headline to you guys at home. So, Los Angeles Times posted this headline that says Lakers.
Russell Westbrook.
I didn't get to read it.
Yeah, sorry.
Lakers Russell Westbrook jokes Staples Center will soon be called the Crip Arena. You see, bro? And there are Crips in LA, so they're probably.
I
raving
really
over
don't
it.
like the .com. It's just like it sounds
No.
so off-putting.
I was telling them off camera that if any of you guys have ever seen Blade Runner
Yeah.
of the futuristic, to me it kind of reminds me of that, like of the futuristic like city
Mhm.
that is basically run by like money and advertisements, holographs. And it kind of reminds me of that. It seems like one giant advertisement, and I mean that's what Staples Center kind of was. I mean, it's named after Staples,
Yeah.
but I mean the .com does kind of give it a different twist because now it's like, oh, like go to this website.
Yeah. It seems like an ad in itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think it seems cheap? I know my sister thought it was ghetto.
I feel like the .com
Damn,
sounds
you really-
weird.
you
I feel like it, I
you
feel like
gonna
they
expose me
they
like
could have
that?
just had Crypto Center because then that sounds cool. Like, ooh, crypto, but crypto.com arena.
It was
Sounds
like
weird.
it's such a lame name. Yeah, I'll give it that. It is a
Look.
lame name.
Look, so there's a question that says, why is it called the Staples Center? It was financed privately at a cost of 375 million. So now it's 700 million.
They
I
paid
still
double.
I still feel like
They paid double of what it's worth, bro.
I still feel like that's cheap. I feel like it should have been like $1 billion or $2 billion.
I'm telling you, it's because people sleep on Staples Center because it's a small stadium.
Yeah.
Most people don't. It is, and honestly, Julie, is it a nice arena?
It's It's okay.
It is small.
From every arena that I visited now, it's an okay center. Like I don't know, like there's it's just a regular stadium. There's like really nothing to it. Like I'm comparing it to like Dodger Stadium, but I mean the difference is it's more outdoors.
It's more because it's the Lakers play there
Um,
that it's big, not because
yeah.
it's the cool stadium.
Yeah, it's most because it's the Lakers' home, you know. And I mean they do have like a mural, but there isn't like much to
17-time
it.
champs.
Are you gonna are you
You're right,
gonna
17, right?
I don't know.
are you gonna ban are you gonna refuse to go there, bro?
Nah, I'm gonna go there.
All that shit talk for nothing.
I
Just
don't
for them
like
to
I
still
just
take
don't
your
like-
money.
I just don't like the name.
I
feel
mean,
What do you
what
think-
what
well,
can
okay.
we do? What can we do?
Yeah, what can I do?
Okay, but what about the subject matter though
The
of
subject
crypto.com? Yeah.
Oh.
What do you guys think now? Do you think it's gonna have a dramatic change?
I don't
Do you guys think
know.
crypto is the future?
I don't get what NFTs are. I don't. I
You still don't get
I
it?
still don't get it.
It's just ownership, man. It's just
But
like,
like, why? What do you gain from it? Like, what?
it's yours. It's like so. It's an analogy that I'll give to you is a
but it's not yours. You buy access to it, right?
but it's yours. You're the owner. It says that you have the original. You're the owner. So like
But,
think
like-
about it. Think about it. I'll give you an analogy. And this analogy for those at home who don't understand NFTs. So, and think about it this way. There's a Picasso painting.
Mm,
People could take pictures of the Picasso painting, but it's in your house and you own it. That's basically what an NFT is. It's like you own it. It's yours. Yeah, like you could own the Mona Lisa, put it in your house, and yeah, somebody come in, take a picture, print them out. Doesn't mean anything, but it's yours.
I feel like it just still feels pretend because it's like, yeah, it's mine, but on my phone, like digitally, like the
Mhm.
Picasso thing, that's like right there.
Mhm.
I could touch that. That's on my phone.
But that's why it's trying to make like the digital footprint. It's
Mm.
specifically called matrix code.
Patrick said, bro, people can screenshot it.
Well, that's why I'm telling you. Yeah, you could have a Picasso painting and
No, I
somebody
know,
could take a picture of
But
it.
like, why though? Like, why do you want it? Because I've seen some NFTs. Like, what is it? The monkey one, the one that everybody.
Well, because they're
yeah,
made by
yeah.
digital artists,
but
and
like,
since there's only one, they're worth like millions.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I don't get it though. Is it like it's like it's digital? It's like the digital art world where it's like people are saying that this art is worth a bunch of money and people buy it because they
Yeah, it's the
attribute-
digital art world.
So,
Yeah, they do that in real life too.
so it's grimy like the real art world too. Then
I don't know. I don't know if I'd say Grammy. Well, because it's weird because my cousin is is an NFT artist.
oh
Yeah, and like he makes like good money from it. And so like it is kind of like it's an art thing. Like yeah, it doesn't really have a real value. It doesn't like it's not gonna help you get your next meal, and it's not gonna like do anything. It's just for you to have. Same way how you go to the art gallery, somebody fucking throws up on the page, but like it was made by this pretentious guy who lives in France. It's worth like 20 million. You know, it's the same thing. It's
But
like
it's just digital.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, at least to me, a lot of the hate comes from like from it being something new. Like it's just something new, and it is kind of dystopic because it's like digital money and digital holding shit, and it's like it's all pretend, it's all imaginary. Yeah, but so is money.
Yeah.
So are words. Words are just made up.
What do you
So
think, Patrick?
So,
As if he's right here in the studio.
So do you think? So then, do you think we're falling behind on this crypto stuff?
Do you mean like should we be investing?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think you should be investing. Yeah.
In crypto?
Because I mean, you don't. I mean, in crypto, yeah. Well, because I mean, depends on how much money you put in.
In Dogecoin, I should invest.
I don't
in
know about Dogecoin though, because Dogecoin is different. But then again, I don't know.
But you should get some Bitcoin.
Bitcoin, because think about it,
Bitcoin is what? How much worth right now? Like
60,000 per Bitcoin.
right?
60,000.
God.
Yeah,
That
per
shit.
Bitcoin.
That shit is big. Yeah.
Fucking there was this lady who she bought 12 Bitcoins, I think back in like the early 2000s for $600 each. And she forgot she had it. Like she forgot she had it and she died. And it passed over to her grandson, and her grandson like barely found out, I think, earlier this year. And he was like, holy shit, she owned 12 Bitcoins at a time were worth $600. I think at the time when that article came out, it was worth 50K. So 12 times 50, he's like, he has enough to buy a house.
Patrick says, I hear people say it's a money laundering scheme. Not confirmed,
Yeah,
though."
I've heard people say that, but it's It's weird that people call it a scheme because it's not really a scheme.
It feels like a scheme, but I get why it's. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
I
just
get
feels
where
like
it
a
is.
scheme.
No, I've seen the comments of people saying
and
that
then
it's
and
and suppose the
then
original person said it's not gonna last. Well, the thing that's weird about that is that like people have said that about a lot of things in the past. People said Amazon wasn't gonna last. People said people said Google wasn't gonna last. Like Google, why would I need Google for?
yeah.
And then Google fucking $1 billion company, and Netflix, it's not gonna last.
I
Why would I get Netflix when I go to my Blockbuster?
I remember
Bruh.
when there was still blockbusters, bro. I remember when there's like a mini rental place by my house where you go and rent movies, and they had like a big black curtain because that's where they had all the porn, the rental porn.
So I'm just gonna be poor forever, bro. I'm falling behind on crypto already. Sad.
Well,
I'm never gonna succeed.
What?
well, it's like stocks. Cryptos is nothing like stocks, but I mean like it's like stocks. It's like if you know how to work stocks, you make a lot of money. If you know how to work crypto, you make a lot of money. It's not doesn't mean you're gonna be poor. It just means that you gotta learn. Crypto isn't as easy as just like I'm gonna just buy a bunch of cryptocurrency and then because I saw a video of this guy who went to Wall Street and he asked people like he asked many different people who work at Wall Street what they thought of crypto. Some of them shitted all over it.
Mhm.
Some of them were like, "It's stupid, has no value whatsoever, doesn't won't ever equate to anything." Some other guys like, "You gotta get it on there." Of course, I'm invested. Like, I'd be an idiot not to. Because and then another guy is like, "It's like, of course I'm invested. Like, I'm gonna jump out when it's at its peak." And like I think that's what everybody should do. You shouldn't be caught there. Like invest a lot, and then when it's at its peak, like still wait more, and then it'll go down, be worth nothing. And that's what a lot of people say. Say that crypto will eventually super explode, and then it'll come
Yeah.
back down. Yeah. So I mean, it's like stocks. They tell you the same thing. Buy low, sell high. You get out when the going's good.
Mhm.
You don't stay too long. And the only reason I know is because my dad's all about stocks. Like
Yeah.
my dad literally studies. Like when he's not working, he's studying
On
like
his free
stocks.
time, he's
Yeah, on his free time, you'll see him on his laptop, like watching videos, and like my dad's like super into it. So like I know a little bit about stocks, and I know crypto's like the new thing, like extremely new. Um, but yeah, yeah. Patty says it's not stocks. It's for sure good. Well, yeah,
well, yeah.
stocks.
You kind of.
Stocks.
I remember learning it in history and then being like, stocks is a good way to like invest and all that.
Well, yeah, I
So
mean that's
I remember learning about that in school.
that's why rich people do it. I mean,
Stocks
it's
of
investment.
property, right?
Stocks. Oh, real estate.
Real passive income. I don't know.
Real
What
estate?
do they say?
Well,
Uh,
because
It's,
real estate is like you see, it's like the same thing. How people hate on NFT. Real estate is kind of grimy
Mm-hmm.
in itself because like you're buying
Like-
cheap property and then
flipping it.
renting it for way more. Yeah, you're flipping it.
This made me laugh. The hell has joined the chat.
Hell.
Mm, sure has. Sure has.
Speaking of hell, what did you
Anyways.
guys think of what David Dobrik said?
Oh yeah,
about,
you guys were gonna mention some videos.
Moving on from this
stonks?
segment, we're having a TikTok segment because as you guys know, we fucking love TikTok
I'm
because
gonna
it just shows you the craziest side of some people. So-
do this.
So we have a
hot for TV.
oh, there you go.
Oh my god!
Oh my God!
Okay, so we have a few videos, but the first one we want to start off with, if some of you people haven't seen, it's David Dobrik was on a podcast. If it's not his own, but he's on a podcast and he talked about how when he first got to Hollywood, he met this girl who apparently sold her soul to this guy, right? And he said that he didn't want to tell stories for the first few years because he was afraid that he would actually get killed if he told the story. So the story goes that this woman, she met this group of people who said like, hey, like we can make you famous. We made already like singers, actors, like YouTubers. We've already made them famous.
Mhm.
All you have to do is sacrifice someone, right?
And she was
And
gonna sacrifice her mom. 'Cause her
yeah,
mom was like, I'll support you. Like you can sacrifice me because I know it's your dream.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
but what do you think of? First of all, what do you think of that just in and of itself of like the cults that are in Los Angeles? Because I mean, we're not that far. Our studio is not that far from Hollywood. It's like
I hate Hollywood.
Yeah, you mean like the place
That's
or?
scary. I don't even want to talk about them, bro.
The place, and I feel like it's still kind of grimy on the inside, right?
I mean, think about it. Oh, I forgot one last thing about the NFT things is because we mentioned this on an earlier show. I feel like I should give everybody an update. I mentioned that Quentin Tarantino was selling
Yeah,
scenes from unreleased like
Pulp
Mhm.
Fiction, right?
Pulp Fiction. Yeah, did you hear what's happening with that now?
What?
He's getting sued by Miramax,
Wow.
the company. 'Cause they're telling him he doesn't own that. That if anybody should be making NFTs, it's Miramax.
Are we gonna make
Damn.
Primos Chidos NXTs?
NFTs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
We made
unreleased?
one.
Yeah, but I told them they couldn't screenshot. So.
um, yeah. So Quentin Tarantino is actually being sued by Miramax, his parent company. Miramax released like a lot of his movies too, and
Damn.
Miramax is also, I think, like at a
That's
time.
Harvey Weinstein's
Yeah.
company.
So going back to the Hollywood topic that we're talking about with David Dobrik, the Harvey Weinstein is just one of the cases where I feel like if I was in Quentin Tarantino's position, I wouldn't even know what to say.
Well, because the reason I also say Hollywood's grimy on the inside is because remember our teacher who's like a writer. I won't say his name just because I don't know.
I was about to say his name by
I
accident.
remember he would always tell me like he'd be like, "Are you sure this is the business you want to get into? Because I'm telling you, man, this place is grimy." And he always told me that, and he said, "Just he always say,
Yeah, I
remember,
know what you're
like,
talking about.
remember when you get into that business that it's hella grimy." And I was like, interesting. He just always would say like
He would, yeah.
he would just
He
always
told me
say that
too.
it's really grimy business, and
Because he said that's why he got out of it. No,
yeah.
he said that he got tired of the constant like anxiety, like drama that goes along with the industry. Well, because I remember I was explaining to an old friend. I was explaining to him like about the movie industry, and that the movie industry makes characters on and off screen.
Mhm.
In a way, kind of to succeed in the industry, you kind of have to be like your own persona.
Mhm.
But the thing about that is that your persona should only be a kind of blown up version of yourself,
Mhm.
like a kind of like in wrestling, right?
You turned up to 11.
Yeah, you turned up to 11, but some people become somebody completely new.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Somebody turn on this persona to where they become a toxic person because their persona sometimes comes from a place of insecurity
Mhm.
because they think that people won't like them for who they are
Yeah.
and they're not going to move up because it's all about networking. If people like you,
Yeah.
that's like money. If people
And-
if people just like are like, oh, I
Mhm.
want to see. I mean, that's how we have a PA job coming up just because we were like goofs and funny, and the producer was like, you guys are cool, like we want you
Yeah.
guys back on.
I feel like a lot of people put on the persona that they feel other people are gonna like, and I
Mm.
think that's when they kind of just lose themselves and they kind of forget who they used to be. That's why I agree with that. I'm like, damn, y'all really be doing this? Crazy.
But do you guys believe in that? Do you guys think it's real that people sell their souls and like they get success?
That shit is crazy.
Have you, what's
many of
that?
y'all do
What's that
that?
guy? I saw it on TikTok. That's my source. But
That's my source.
it's the guy who Patty with the fatty. Patty with the fatty will probably back me up because it's the guy who he was a guitarist and he has a song about dancing with the devil.
Oh, I know
About how he didn't know how to play the guitar before he sold his soul to the devil, and then he suddenly became really good at it, and then the devil's like, "You're out of here" at like 27 or something like that.
Well, I thought about it more of like the cults, like specifically the one from that David Dobrik is talking about. I could believe if that's true, if they'll make her famous, but I don't know if what
Because
they
of the
believe in is
connections?
true. Yeah, because of the connections. Yeah,
Oh,
but I
like
don't
you
know if
mean
what
like
they
they
believe.
they just hold a lot of power in Hollywood, and by
Yeah.
selling your soul means like you got to be a part of our like
Yeah,
we're gonna profit off you.
yeah, because like then the crazy commenters on TikTok are like, you see, Jesus is coming back. Make sure
Yeah.
you repent. And I'm
Uh,
like, nah, like I feel like the call people are tripping too, and so are you guys. It's just that like they're just so mad with power. They're getting like this divine religious.
See, what is? I forgot what I was gonna say.
what was the other video that you had?
Oh yeah. So moving on to another video because we're running out of time. I thought we would have more time, but
We
you know
need
what?
2 hours, bro. We need 2 hours.
Well, wink. So one of the other videos is Joe Rogan talking about how JFK, they were supposed to be released the files of his assassination this year, but it got delayed. And you know how much it got delayed? Got delayed like 25 years.
What?
Yeah, so we won't know what happens to JFK what happened to JFK, like actually as through analysis through the FBI and CIA for another 25 years, even though we were supposed to get it this year. And a lot of people are saying, and
It's
what
'cause-
Joe Rogan was saying was that it's because more than likely you'll read it
The
and
government whacked them.
and it'll be pretty much obvious that the government killed JFK. And that's how they delayed it. And they delayed it because people who were probably involved in assassination are still alive.
Yeah.
Damn.
Scary, right?
What? Y'all wild. Wait, so who
Y'all
who announced that they were gonna release the
Joe Biden,
videos?
no?
Joe Biden.
Joe Biden delayed them.
So
Joe Biden delayed it. Yeah.
damn,
He
they
probably
were gonna
didn't
kill
wanna
that
get-
fool.
He
They were
didn't
gonna
want to
kill
get
that
whacked
fool.
himself.
You know-
I know. That's why I was like, they're gonna kill him if he released it. And like, he's out.
Well, because the CIA. I hope you guys don't kill me, but CIA definitely killed JFK because JFK fucking hated the CIA. He was like, he said he said on record that he was gonna disband the CIA because he hates secrecy. He doesn't want secret societies. He doesn't want any of that. And I mentioned this before on the show. He hated all types of secrecy because he felt like it could be used against citizens in the future because he actually gave a fuck.
Yeah.
And
What
so
a
CIA
way to
was
go,
like,
though.
They didn't want to lose their jobs, so
Woof,
they killed
though.
him.
What a way to get rid of a president, though. Woof.
literally
They
like
blew his, they blew his head off. They literally blew his head off in the video. Like,
Can't
god
believe-
damn.
I can't believe.
You don't think it was shit? What's his name? The Oswald? Was that
Oswald?
what his name? That's his name, right? The guy who shot him supposedly
But he got killed, man,
by
before,
Jack Ruby.
before he ever
It's
saw
because
justice.
Jack Ruby loved JFK. Isn't that the story? That
Yeah,
he-
it's like something like that.
Well, they killed both brothers, no?
they killed his little brother Bobby.
Damn.
Always remember that saying.
My dad
of-
was in the place that they killed him the week before.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Siran killed him,
What were you
right?
gonna say?
That only in the United States can a group like the Kennedys, a family like the Kennedys, be killed over and over again, and people call it a curse, and not just a planned assassination.
But why all of them though?
I think it's because it's too close. Like
CIA
there's
just
too many
wasn't
of
want
them.
them.
Too many people would have been. Too many people in his family would have been like, "Hey, wait a second,
Do you think,
something's up."
do you think they whacked Marilyn Monroe?
Yeah,
You think they whacked
yeah,
her?
yeah. I've talked about this with a guest that was gonna be on here, and this is one of the things she was gonna talk about.
Oh,
They whacked Marilyn. Well, she OD'd, right? Or that's what
Yeah.
the official thing
Yeah,
is, right?
well, because she was with JFK,
yeah, right?
and JFK was married,
JFK.
and also like JFK was like madly in love with her, so he like told her like a lot of secrets.
So you think they whacked her?
Yeah, well, because also Marilyn Monroe was known as a flirt, and like they're like she's gonna tell everybody else all these
Oh.
secrets.
Oh,
No,
wow.
I'm pretty positive they killed her.
Interesting.
I'm pretty positive they killed her.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, dude, being alive in the United States around that time,
It's crazy. People used to get whacked all the time. Public figures
Yeah,
like that.
that's
Malcolm
like-
X.
that decade is like that's
MLK.
why.
Damn. You got another video?
Well,
bro?
they for sure killed. The CIA definitely killed fucking MLK.
FBI.
FBI.
Yeah, because FBI handles domestic shit. No, they did. It's like on record.
You got another video, bro?
Oh yeah.
You.
We only have. I know my sister
I'm
like.
keeping you on time.
We only have 2 minutes. We don't even have time. You should just let us
I
finish this.
guess.
I was
Uh,
just continue talking about it.
All right,
Alright.
so they killed. What's I'm okay.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
This guy.
No,
The FBI.
Damn, I can't believe they whacked
So
those
you can't
people.
trust
Wonder
anyone?
what the world would have been like if they didn't whack MLK or Malcolm X or
Do you think we?
Or
Do you think we
JFK.
would have had peace
I don't know about peace, but would have been
if none of them ever died?
if none of them
None of
ever
them were
died.
if JK was still alive, his brother was still alive,
I feel
MLK
like
was still alive,
if-
Malcolm X was still alive.
I feel like there would have been way more progression for minorities. Like I don't think it would have been like, all
You
right,
don't think-
glad that's over. But I think it would have been there would have been a little more progress at least.
You don't think, and bear with me, because he is a saint,
Yeah.
and I'm not saying he isn't, but like you don't think there, because I feel like a lot of times
Mhm.
kind of figures have fall from graces.
Mhm.
You wouldn't think any of them would have a fall from grace. You don't think it would have been revealed that like, I don't know, like JFK is like homophobic or something.
JFK is like homophobic or something.
Didn't something start coming out about like Martin Luther King? Or no?
Mm,
No.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking
Oh,
about.
never mind then.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, I don't know. I feel like, have you ever listened to them talk? I feel like they would have smacked some sense into people. Because I don't know, they're just men, bro. Men make mistakes.
I wonder what Malcolm X would have done if he was still alive, because that guy was crazy. I mean, crazy in a good way though. I mean, the CIA wouldn't agree. The FBI wouldn't agree.
well, who killed Malcolm X? On record,
I don't know. I just know that it was the FBI though.
the FBI killed
Yeah,
Malcolm X.
yeah.
Malcolm X. I
Yeah.
thought it was just MLK. I thought Malcolm X was done by, I don't know.
So the FBI killed both of them.
Yeah,
Oh.
I'm
Google
pretty
it.
certain.
Let me Google it.
I'm pretty certain. Go ahead and Google it, but I'm pretty certain. Well, because obviously at the time, they were like kind of classified as terrorist groups
Mm.
because obviously it's the 60s, so the U.S. is white America. White America is America. So these Black Panthers, civil rights movements, they're trying to infiltrate and destroy American values. So they were labeled as terrorists. So when Malcolm X was out here saying like the only way
Whoa.
to
Coincidentally, there's news about this right now. It says 2 men convicted of killing Malcolm X will be exonerated. This is like right now, like right now, like 43 minutes ago. CNN.
oh yeah,
The 2 men convicted of killing Malcolm X are going to be exonerated.
I'm telling you,
What a coincidence that we're.
I'm telling you, I don't. It was the FBI.
Interesting. Well, that was a great show.
Yeah,
We're
we're out of
about-
time, and I feel like there was so much more that I wanted to get into, but I guess we'll just save it for next week.
Yeah. Maybe one day we'll have 2 hours. You never know. Never know. Never know.
Come on now.
It's too long.
I would love
bro.
to,
It's too long though.
but we need
Too
it.
long.
It's too long. What are you talking about?
Good.
Anyways, have a great day, guys. Have a great weekend. Open up to your buddies and do some research. You know,
Do
Next
some
week,
research.
We're going live on Thanksgiving. I don't think we're taking a day off.
Yeah.
We're gonna be right here for
Oh,
Thanksgiving.
yeah.
Hope you guys are safe. If you're going out of town, be safe, drive safe, have a safe trip, and I love all you guys.
See you next fall.
next fall.
Bye. All right, YouTube. All right, so continue on your story. For
Okay,
YouTube.
YouTube. You guys always get like a second thing, just like Kanye made Taylor. Oh my God, I just saw this comment right now. Okay, so what do you guys for the extra content? Let's hand hug. Let's hand hug.
Hand hug.
Yeah, you've never hand
What
hugged?
we give them. I
You've
feel
never hand
like
hugged?
they deserve a little more. How about?
It's because you're not expressed. It's because you're not in touch with your emotions. So to you, it's like too
Oh my
feminine. It's
God.
too. Judy,
So
cut
you
it.
don't want to do it?
Here.
There, cut it. No, wait, hold it and cut it. This will be
Alright.
the last thing they see.
Weird.